Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Seamus Bauer, and this is the 2026 Scoop Forecast for Sip and Swirl. So the agenda for this presentation, first we'll be going over the final forecast, the forecasting approach, and method comparison, and then we're going to be talking about the seasonality and location of our ice cream shop, and the confidence in the forecast. So first, here's the final forecast. So these are the predictions for our months and how many gallons we will be going through. So for January, we're expecting around 240 gallons, and that continues through February. And then in March, it goes to 481 and stays there through May as it begins to get warmer. And this is where the three highest months come. June, we will go up to 1,203 gallons, and then July was the peak, which is 1,204 gallons, and then it goes back down 1 gallon in August. And then September, as it becomes cooler, we're expected to use 958 gallons, and that continues through November. And then in December, it drops down to 240. So our expected gallons for 2026 is 8,647. So the forecasting approach and method comparison. So right now I'm going to go over the methods that we could have used for our forecasting. So first is the naive method. It's easy to understand and apply. There is minimal computation required and only the latest values needed. Those are the strengths. And then for the weaknesses, it often underperforms on dynamic data and doesn't adapt over time. The next method is the cumulative mean method. The strengths of this are every new value updates the mean, incorporating the entire data set, is less sensitive to short-term fluctuations, ideal for long-term trends, and is also easy to update incrementally without storing all the previous data. And then the weaknesses for this method is new trends or shifts are diluted by older data, it's poor at capturing sudden changes or seasonality, and early data can disproportionately influence the mean over time. Then the moving average method. So the strengths for this are focus on the latest observations, making it good for detecting trends. It smooths out short-term fluctuations while retaining trend information. And some of the weaknesses for this method are it can miss long-term patterns or context. The average may trail behind actual changes, especially with longer windows. And all data points in the window are treated equally, which may not reflect the relevance. So our holistic final prediction. So for this, to come to this number, we identify the population of Little Falls as the starting point for estimating the demand, and then we multiply the population by the average number of scoops per person per year to estimate total annual consumption. And then we divided the scoops among our store and the two competitors to determine our share and establish a baseline of how much business we expected to bring in. And then we used the naive forecasting method to project future sales based on the most recent data and incorporated season trends to adjust monthly scoop estimates for realistic forecasting. And the reason why we used the naive method, it was good for stable and seasonal trends, and seasonal trends are massive when forecasting ice cream sales. So for seasonality and location, so the cons for our location is that we're attached to a gas station, and a lot of people see that and they don't think of that as a place where they want to go to get ice cream or they want to bring their family to get ice cream compared to a mom and pop place where it's a little more home-like, more welcoming, which is definitely going to affect our business. And then also competition is close by. So the issue with this is there's ice cream shops that have been around for a while that have customers that have been going to them that are loyal. So that's going to put a damper on how much we can bring in, and this competition is good. They have, like I said before, they've been here for a while, and I think with them having the loyal customer base, it's hard to bring people away from them and come to us. And then the pros are, we're just off the main road, literally The road is busy, so everyone's going to drive past there and see the big sign. So that's going to be good for bringing in business. And then we're also near a mall. We're under half a mile away from the mall. And young people will always be there. Parents could be there with their kids, and if they want to get ice cream, they can go there after because it's not far away, which is good. That's going to bring a lot of business because it's such a busy area. So those two things bring a lot of business to us because we're just in plain sight. And then for seasonality, they expect that as an ice cream shop, we're going to have busy summer months and slow winter months. So that's why you can see that the hotter months in the summer, there's a peak of the 1,000, just above 1,200 for those 3 months. And then in the winter months, it's going to be slower with not a lot of people getting ice cream. And the confidence in our forecast actually is around 85 out of 100. The naive method is not the most accurate, but works good for simple things like ice cream sales. And we also accounted for all the factors like I went over in the last slide about how we have strong competition near us, but we also are in such a busy area where people are going to come and look. Thank you very much.